And so we have the remittances, so it's very healthy, continuously growing. So residential rental. As more employees are hired, of course, so there's about, I think, 4 million Filipinos in the US alone.
Hi, そしたらではですね、ここから今度ね、ロイさんの方にね、またいろいろこうマクロデータとかについてね、お話を伺っていきたいと思います。ではロイさん、please start your presentation.
Thank you. So I'll be talking about the residential market in Metro Manila. The major demand for residential condominiums primarily come from, we think, 4 drivers. Top of which is the OFW market. So the OFW, or the overseas Filipinos, still contribute significantly to the economy of the Philippines. That's about $37 to $38 billion a year, and growing about 2 to 3% per annum.
Okay.
And according to the Bangko Sentral of the Philippines, or the BSP, about 50 to 60% of that remittances go to real estate. Either in rents or in
15
home.
to 30%.
50 to 60%.
15 to 60.
Yes.
Oh, it depends on the exchange rate, depends on the...
Yeah, plus it's spent nationwide. Okay, so we're just talking about Metro Manila here.
So pretty big amount of the money coming into the real estate market.
Yes, correct.
From OFW remittance.
Right.
I see.
Still, the Filipino dream is to own their home, and there has been trends abroad where there are financial advisors who promote passive income to to Filipino workers. So it's a part of securing the income through investments that they make. Okay.
Could you tell me more about OFW? So OFW people, what kind of job are they doing, and also what area do they work or something like that?
So for the OFW, there are about 10 million Filipinos deployed worldwide. A majority of the remittances come from 3 general areas.
Okay.
The biggest of which is the United States.
US. Okay.
So there's about, I think, 4 million Filipinos in the US alone. Either already Filipino Americans or who still keep on sending money to family here.
Filipino American means Filipino already get the
American citizenship,
nationality,
yes,
but still send the money
yes,
to okay.
As well as the Filipino passport holders who work abroad. In the US. The next biggest would be the Middle East. So still a large portion of the deployed Filipinos are in the Middle Eastern countries.
Middle East mean the Dubai,
Qatar,
or
yes, working in the oil fields or
oil field.
But of course, a big part of those also are in the service sector, working in the shops, doing other blue collar jobs. And the third biggest contributor would be Singapore, where the Filipinos there actually are in higher level or more white collar jobs, like for example architecture, marketing, and other office based jobs. So that's where we have these are land based. Filipinos deployed, and of course, a big part also of the remittances are sea-based. So the Philippines is well known for our seamen and the production of the labor that we provide to the ships. Okay, so we have those 2 big job classifications.
Okay. What is the proportion of seamen and land base?
I'm
roughly 70-30,
about 80-20 most likely.
80-20 or now. Okay.
And so we have the remittances. So it's very healthy, continuously growing. In fact, during the pandemic, it escalated, it accelerated. Yes, we experienced what we called reverse cyclicality. meaning as the people here got into difficulty, those abroad who were earning deployed more funds towards families here to help out.
Support their family.
Yes.
Okay.
So we are seeing a strong relationship for those abroad and for those still based here. Okay, and that's basically for the OFW market. Now, and as Philip mentioned earlier, we also have the BPO.
I see.
So the BPO industries, I think the income is about $35-36 billion a year today.
Okay.
Locally or in Metro Manila, a lot of that also goes to rental. So residential rental.
Okay.
As more employees are hired, of course,
BPO employees rent the house. And this is the demand.
Yes, to be near places of work.
Oh yeah, sure.
So, of course, the traffic in Metro Manila also encourages people to work
near the office.
Yes, near the office. So, a lot of that also goes into real estate. And if we talk about growth, as what Philip mentioned, during the pandemic, the total employment actually doubled from before the pandemic. So we were hitting about, according to the IT-BPM Association, 125,000 new jobs a year. That's doubled in the period before the pandemic.
Okay.
So this industry is also supporting heavily the residential condominium market.
I see.
In the Philippines.
Is this as a tenant or even as a buyer of the real estate unit?
Both.
Both.
Yes, both. But of course, primarily the entry level call center employee will be the renter.
Renter.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And the two other drivers is of course the Philippine economy. I think recently there was an announcement by the government that we are the fastest growing economy in Asia today.
Oh yeah.
And it has been like that since the last 2 years, especially during the pandemic, where everybody slowed down, but the Philippines has been somehow able to grow faster. I think a big part of that is because of the infrastructure program of the government.
Build better more.
President Marcos actually adopted or carried over the programs of President Duterte. So I think there were about 127 projects that the previous administration was successfully able to carry over to the new administration, and about 70 new programs or projects were introduced by the Marcos administration. So we saw continuity in the major big projects moving forward, and of course that translates to income for the for those who work in these projects, in these businesses.
Another question, infrastructure is really, especially the transportation infrastructure have a really big impact for the property value. So in this, from this point of view, what project do you think have a big impact for the property value in this BBM project?
Yeah, I can point to two big projects that I think will impact the real estate market. This is first the subway. The Metro Manila subway. Yes, from the north towards the airport.
International Airport to the Quezon City?
Novaliches area, north of Quezon City. So that will open up the whole stretch to development, especially along the stations. So you will have a lot of redevelopment happening just off of the exits of these subway stations. And the next one would be the Manila North Rail, which connects Manila or Tutuban towards Clark. Okay, so again, that brings the Central Luzon market closer to Metro Manila and vice versa. And I suppose everything in between where there's a station will also experience a lot of redevelopment because they open up the areas for population to go into and businesses. And of course, the government continues on expanding highways.
The highway, okay.
So primarily in the south, we're seeing the Calax highways connecting Batangas, Cavite to Metro Manila. And in the north, we're going to be seeing highways connecting Manila towards the new, very big international airport in Bulacan.
Okay. I see.
So that's an airport that will probably that they're targeting to accommodate about 100 million annual passengers.
100 million. Okay.
So today, the Philippines is experiencing about 45 million passengers a year. But our capacity in NAIA, in the international airport, is only 32 million. So we are actually
overcapacity. Overcapacity. Okay.
And that's why the need to really expand either north to Bulacan or south towards Sangli, Cavite.
The airport.
The airport, yes. So those are the probably three significant infra projects that will continue. And then once completed, we'll open up these areas for state development.
I see.
Bulacan especially. So Bulacan and Clark to the north will have a lot of new development. Expect more real estate developers to deploy funds towards those areas.
Sure.
You'll be seeing movement of business and population probably towards the north.
So, from the property valuation point of view, the northern near the property near the major infrastructure, railway, airport, could have a big space to increase.
That's right. It already has.
It already has.
Because of the speculation.
But not truly.
Not truly, yes. So there's a lot of speculation happening.
Speculation. Thank you.
Okay. And lastly would be the population of the Philippines. We're very young. The average age is about 25 years old, 24, 25 years old. So as one of the few countries that's still continuously growing at about 1.8% per year, we call it the golden demographic. So we continuously produce working population. Entering into the market continuously in a big way. That's why we are also seeing a lot of growth in the BPO sector, as well as the OFWs who can be deployed abroad. So what we have here is the total supply of residential condominiums in Metro Manila. Of those who are already built, or what we call the RFO units, only about 2% is unsold, or 30,000 units. And those that are pre-selling or still under construction, already 70% is pre-sold. So only about 30% is remaining. So in total, we have about 60,000 units supply in the market. And most of the supply is actually in Quezon City and Ortigas. So the leftmost bars have the most supply, as well as the Bay Area. The Bay Area was able to generate a lot of interest because of the POGO in the past. Quezon City and Ortigas are the traditional residential areas of Metro Manila. So this is what I just mentioned. In this, you'll see here in a better graphic where the supply of the residential condos are. Now, if you look at BGC and Makati, they have the least supply, but these are also the areas which have high demand. Because the major central business districts of Makati and Bonifacio, of course, and where the more desirable jobs are in these areas. But also because the land prices are so high already in BGC and Makati, the condominium developments come far and few between. Okay, so this is our quarterly tracking of sales and launches. When I say sales, it's pre-sales, and launches means new projects. The orange line indicates the units sold. Okay. So in the fourth quarter of last year, we experienced 9,720 units sold
Sold.
for the quarter, which is about a flat growth from second quarter 2023. So about 8,000 to 10,000 units a month. Surprisingly, 2022 and 23 first quarter performed better. Now, while the sales velocities have been quite okay or quite good, we are still seeing a bit of hesitancy from the developers in introducing new units. So we saw a steady decline of units launched or introduced in the market, about down by 30%. A part of this is because of the developers have been tightening their screening of buyers.
Screening of buyer.
Okay, so pre-pandemic there was a push by developers to make it easy for buyers to buy by stretching payment terms. During the pandemic, it got even longer. So from 24 months down payment, they stretched to about up to 60 months just for the down payment alone. So the monthly amortization, which is the primary reason why buyers can buy, because they can now match it against their salary, got so low that the sales just improved. However, what comes along with it is the quality of the buyers. Their skin in the game is not as high. Started to deteriorate, and we saw backouts.
Meaning that some of the buyers during the pandemic period
could not continue.
They could not continue to pay.
Yes.
Okay, that's why developers start to screen.
Yeah. So after the pandemic, so we started seeing the developers become more strict.
More become strict. Okay.
So they've been shortening the down payment period, increasing the amount, as well as giving less time for the buyers to complete the documentation. In the past, when they could afford to allow buyers to submit documentation over 24 months by just before takeout or turning over a unit, today the buyers are being limited to about 2, 3 months, 4 months to complete the papers.
I see.
So we are seeing a more rigid handling of buyer qualification.
That's the reason to the new launch drop.
Yeah, the new launches drop because they have been seeing the backouts. But I think our expectation is that as the sales continue to be level or most likely grow, these new launches will respond and go higher also.
Now the gap between the sales and the new launch is pretty big.
Yeah.
So maybe it's shrinking. The
Yeah,
gap is getting shrinking.
It's still like double.
I see.
Of course, we are seeing impact also of the increasing interest rates on the buyers. So
I see.
so again, the backouts that are an issue. It's not here in this graph, but that's the big issue for buyers.
It's a pretty. The orange line is a unit sold.
Sold, yes.
So I think the interest rates are getting higher starting from 2022 to second quarter.
Yeah.
So still the unit sold number
still
getting higher and down to 2Q 2023 drop. Is this the reason of the interest rate? High interest rate.
Which one is one?
Oh, this is drop here. Significantly drop. Then now flat.
So what we're not seeing here is the geopolitical issues of
geopolitical.
So that's when the Russia
meaning the inflation is
so high.
Material, construction material.
Yes, the supply of the logistics got impacted. So that's also where I think it's this period here.
So actually, what is it? I'm really curious. The housing loan rate in Philippines at the moment 8% or something. It's really high, I think. In Japan, actually, the housing loan rate is only less than 1%. So many people, it's very motivated to buy house, to invest property.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really huge motivation. But if we have 8% interest rate,
Just rent.
yeah. For me, it's too high. Okay. Just wait until What's the situation in Philippine residential market in relation to the interest rates?
Yeah,
High interest rate.
there is an impact, except that the developers respond correspondingly by lowering the monthly payments.
Even if the high interest rate, but the payments
Keep on stretching,
longer,
yeah.
and the monthly payment is still.
Right.
That's
So the impact is really upon turnover of the units, and then that's where the buyer will experience problems.
So buyer, even if they pay high interest rate, but still monthly payment is okay, they buy it.
Yes.
Okay, I understand.
I don't know if you were here already or in the past. In the late 1990s, we experienced interest rates of about 15%, 17%,
Alright.
and there were still buyers.
Still.
But this is it does impact the sales of the units.
But not really big impact.
Not
because
really big impact.
developer arrange payment.
Right.
Payment plan.
Right.
I see.
Just to reiterate, the market has already recovered. So from the lows of so there has been a consistent decline from 2020 during the pandemic to the low of 2022 in both sales and new launches. In 2023, developers became more aggressive, introduced more units, and thus with more marketing money and sales money, plus deployment of more people, the sales also recovered. About 40,000. So that's a significant growth already.
Significant growth.
And this growth went to the sector that grew the most. If you take a look at this brown line, is the high-end market.
Brown high-end.
So
High-end is how much per square meter? High-end luxury.
The high end, we consider high end as I think from 12 to 60 million, 12 million to 60 million as high end.
12 to 60.
Yes, it's a wide range.
Okay. Luxury is more than 60.
More than 60 million,
Okay.
right?
I see.
But the luxury market also has been consistently growing. What was impacted heavily by the pandemic was the lower middle market, the green line.
High-end market is a really high jump.
Yes, high. This might also be because of the supply. Developers decided to build more high-end and luxury projects last year.
What the background high-end market is pretty active. So buyer is
Primarily still local.
Local.
It's still local.
OFW?
No, not OFW. These are local families who have. Just remember during the pandemic, not much of their money got spent for no travels, no big spending. So I think there was an exuberance in purchases of high-end products in 2023.
So mostly the family who is running own the business.
Business owners, wealthy families, yes.
Wealthy families buy the high-end. This is mostly
Condominiums, yes.
Okay. They are going to buy it by cash or using the loans?
Still primarily loans. But a big portion of that will be cash deferred. So 1 to 3 years of interest-free payments.
Okay. I see.
Those would be the payment terms for the high-end market. Yeah, so these high-end projects all most of them are in this area, in the circle.
Okay. Makati, BGC?
So Makati, BGC, Ortigas.
Ortigas.
So where the core business districts are located. And about 24,000 units were launched in the market. The big players would be Mega World, DMCI, and SMBC. So on the left map is where most of the units were sold. So Quezon City was number one with more than 8,000 units, followed by Pasig. These are the primary, what we can call the bedroom communities. Bedroom community of Metro Manila. This is where a lot of the population and the homes are. And then for the high-end market, so again, it's Makati and Pasig and Taguig, as well as Bay Area. So these are where the new where the existing central business districts are located. And well, of course, we were just saying earlier that the developers now are still trying to manage buyer backouts and quality of buyers. So some are shortening payments, but some are still stretching, depending on the situation.
Okay.
But overall, they're more flexible. That's for the primary market. So I was talking about the residential condominium market as being sold by developers. And I'll have to turn over the floor to Phyllis here, who will talk about the secondary market. Or the market which is related to units held by buyers.
Oh, I mean the RFO?
Yes.
RFO market?
RFO.